You don't actually need to be the superhero. And you definitely don't need to feel like you're juggling 10 different balls at once. So today we're actually going to talk about 3 different strategies to help you streamline your event so that you can get those big results without the burnout. Because when it really comes down to it, you deserve to be in your zone of genius and not worrying about, is the speaker showing up on time? Do they have the right chicken for lunch today? You're really meant to be in connection with your audience and helping them get out of the pain that only you can really support them in. Welcome back to another episode of Creating Powerful Impact. I'm Shay Wheat, certified event producer and CEO of Grace and Ease Productions, where we help coaches, consultants, and business owners like you scale your business through high impact, high conversion events. Now, today we are going to dive into a topic that I know a lot of you are dying to master right now: how to host stress-free, high-profit events. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm saying stress-free and high profit, all in the same sentence. They can actually go hand in hand, even if you've been struggling to make your events both successful and enjoyable. I have a few tips for you. And in fact, when you actually take a look at streamlining the process, everything from your profits to your event day experiences, they just happen to fall into place. Trust me, I've been doing this for a long time, well over a decade. I've been in the event trenches for years, and I've seen how easily things can literally just like fall off the rails when things aren't streamlined. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let me give you a quick little thing. Let me ask you this. Have you ever had one of those moments where it's the day of your event and you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to make sure everything is in place? The AV team is asking you questions, the caterer can't find the right door, you've been getting texts and phone calls from the speaker who's like stuck in traffic and they're not going to get there on time. And maybe you're just sitting there thinking, why in the world did I not hire more help? I know. I've been there. I've heard the stories. I get it. But here's the thing. You don't actually need to be the superhero. And you definitely don't need to feel like you're juggling 10 different balls at once. So today we're actually going to talk about 3 different strategies to help you streamline your event so that you can get those big results without the burnout. Because when it really comes down to it, you deserve to be in your zone of genius and not worrying about, is the speaker showing up on time? Do they have the right chicken for lunch today? You're really meant to be in connection with your audience and helping them get out of the pain that only you can really support them in. So let's get started. I want to start with one of my favorite mantras. If you've been around any length of time, you've probably heard me say this. You always want to start with the end in mind. I remember working with a client who was putting together their big, huge 3-day event, and they were utilizing it to launch their new program. They were focused on all the little details: what the agenda is going to look like, what speakers they needed, and how many breakout rooms that they wanted, which granted are all really good things. You need to know those. Those questions need to be asked, but there was a problem. They had no idea what the ultimate goal of the event was. Was the purpose and intention to generate leads? Was it to make more sales? Was it build brand awareness? Was it, what was the purpose and intention? So when I came on board, we paused everything and asked the big question: what do you want to walk away with when this event is done? What do you want to walk away with when this event is done? And once we defined that for this particular client, it was getting 50 new clients into their high ticket program. We could work backwards to make sure every part of the event was driving towards that goal. And so you don't end up having speakers being a part of your event that have no support to helping you get to your end goal, right? What you don't want is somebody in there that's going to take away from what it is that you're doing. And when you streamline, you focus on the results first and not the details, right? We're doing 30,000-foot view, and then we can work down to 1,000-foot view. And so this goes into, your marketing, it goes into your event agenda, it goes into the follow-up. Every part should be intentionally designed to get you the outcomes you want. This approach doesn't make the event more profitable. It just makes everything, it does make your event more profitable, don't get me wrong, but it also makes everything easier because you're just not wasting time and energy on things that don't move the needle. So ask yourself this the next time you're planning. What do I want this event to do? What is the event promise? What is the purpose and intention for the event for both me and for the audience? And then make every decision from there. 30,000-foot view, and we break it down, right? So what is it you want the event to do? What is the event promise for you and for the attendees? Whether or not they do business with you or not, they need to walk away with an outcome as well. Okay, that's number one. Let's talk about another secret to stress-free events. It's delegation. And I know some of you listening, you're probably thinking, but Shay, I have to control every detail. I've got some news for you. And this is something I still deal with myself. Control is an illusion, my friends. And more importantly, trying to manage everything yourself is one of the quickest ways to guarantee that your event will be anything but stress-free. Ask me how I know. Let me give you an example instead. One of my clients, a coach, was notorious for wanting to do everything themselves. They were handling the speaker coordination, they were running the tech, even designing their own slides. But by the time the event rolled around, they were just completely fried. So I ended up stepping in, helped them delegate some key pieces of their event to their team and to some external professionals. Not only did the event run more smoothly, but it was also more profitable because the client was able to focus on what they did best, which was really delivering their message and connecting with the audience. Like, that's really your job, is to deliver the message, support the audience, connect with the audience. So here's the takeaway. Your zone of genius is not in running AV or handling registration logistics. Delegate those things, those tasks, to people who specialize in them. You'll be able to stay in your creative flow and focus on things that matter most, like building relationships with your attendees and also delivering all of your killer content, and on top of that, your offer. So remember, just because you can do everything doesn't mean you should. And lastly, okay, we've got to talk about it. We've got to talk about systems. And for all of my visionaries out there, I know systems is kind of like, a little bit of death, to the heart. But this is the key to making your events repeatable and scalable without reinventing the wheel every time you run one. So if you're scrambling to pull things together for each event, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to streamline and save yourself a ton of stress. Let me tell you about another one of my clients I worked with who was launching a group coaching program. And every time they ran an event, it was like a new one every single time. new templates, new processes, everything was from scratch. They started over every single time they went into that process. And it was just absolutely exhausting. It really left them feeling like they were starting from square one every single time. And their team was also burning out. So what we ended up doing was we created a system, from the event marketing timelines to templated emails to a checklist of everything needed for each stage of the event. Now they have a playbook that they could follow every time they launched. Not only did this save tons of hours for work, but it also allowed them to focus on scaling with that time that they now had, knowing that every event would run like a well-oiled machine. And the team now knew what to expect. The team understood, okay, I've got my checklist. This is the process. This is the playbook on when we're doing an event. This is the marketing. These are the checklists. This is, we need to then bring on somebody like myself to start and find the venue and have them go through all of those processes and so on and so forth, right? These are all the things that we need to create a duplicatable process every time we run an event. The result? Your events become less of a stress-inducing marathon and more of a streamlined, high-profit sprint. All right, that is a wrap for today. Hopefully that was super valuable for you. Real quick, kind of tidbits of the 3 things that you require in order to have a stress-free, high-profit event. And remember that we need to go ahead and start with the end in mind. You need to go ahead and delegate to the professionals, and you need to streamline with systems. These 3 strategies will absolutely allow you to transform the way you approach events, making them not just more profitable, but also more enjoyable for you. And that's why we all decided to get into business, right? So we had more time, more energy to do the things that we enjoy doing. And so if you're ready to get serious about streamlining your next event, I've got just the thing for you. It is my initial event planning playbook. It's packed with tools and insights to help you make your event profitable and stress-free. You can grab your free copy right now at eventfreegift.com. Thanks so much for listening today. If you found value in the episode, share it with a friend or a colleague who's looking to create powerful impact with their events. And as always, keep bringing that grace and ease to everything you do. Until next time, take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Creating Powerful Impact podcast. If you are a successful coach, speaker, author, or thought leader who would like to be on this program, simply visit creatingpowerfulimpact.com/guest. If you are someone who got something out of this interview, would you please do me a favor and share this episode on social media? Just do a quick screenshot with your phone and text it to a friend or post it on your socials. Also, if you know somebody that would be a great guest, tag them on social media to let them know about the show and include the hashtag Creating Powerful Impact. I love seeing all of your posts and great guest selections. We are regularly putting out new episodes and content. To make sure you don't miss any episodes, go ahead and subscribe. Your thumbs up, ratings, and reviews go a long way to help promote the show, and they really mean a lot to me and my team. Want to know more about us? Head on over to our website, graceandeaseproductions.com, or follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Just look for Grace and Ease Productions on your favorite platform. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.